Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 5 first look video. You join us on the Kassel Wurzburg route and we are going to be taking a first look of the Expert 101 gameplay pack, which brings loads of scenarios and a full new timetable set in 2018 for this route. So let's just jump in, we'll get set up. It takes a little while to get set up this train, so we're not going to rush. Right, whack the key in, we'll set that to neutral, open the doors, brake key, we'll do that as well. But yeah, you can't rush this bit. Now I did notice the front pantograph's up, and I'm pretty sure we're meant to have the rear one up, so we'll change that. Let's quickly change that now. Lower the pantograph, and we got to wait for that service to go first, so we got a bit of time. Pantograph. Back. There you go. Set those as no, not that. Set the signal lights to headlights. It's quite a complicated process. Whack that up. So you should see the other one. There you go, going up now. So I don't think you're really meant to have the front one up. And close. So you'll hear all the motors coming back alive. Right, that's that sorted. Train lights on, signal lights, headlights reduced. What else? Oh, train line power. That will let the coaches have light. And then we need to come over here and set up the PZB or LZB, PZB, which quite nicely for the I've screenshotted it, but when you load in, it gives you all of the train information. So you can see 729 tons, BR8, I think that's the brake reservoir, something, it's 9, BRH 208, train length 329 metres, and max speed is 200 kilometres an hour. Really, really useful information that, because before you sort of just had to guess. So BR8 is 9, so that's already set to 9 on there. BRH was 208, so I'm assuming we probably round that and probably do 21. Train length was 329 metres, so we'll put that to 33. Seems quite a bit. And max speed's 200 kilometres an hour, so we'll set that to 20. Send train data, which will then set up our PZB, or an LZB or whatever. So let's get set down, flip the AFB on. Cool. Is that train gone yet? No, it's still sat there. GSMR, that's our next thing to set up. So number 9. Our train number is 1279. So 1279. Enter. Number 2, I think this is our priority. So as we're a fast service of TF1. And number 3 is our company, which I believe we are Fernwerk. So enter that, and then we then send that data off. So we then click number 5 here. So then it will stop flashing. There we go. And it sets GSMR D for Deutschland. Right, that one's off, so we've got to wait for that one first. The FPS is pretty tanky. Yeah, what's going on here? 22 FPS. This is PS5 Pro. So we've got to wait for that one to go first. Are they the headlights or the tail lights? So they are the headlights, they're just really dim. Cool. But yeah, this pack is actually out now as of recording this. It was a bit last minute. Let me get the information quickly. Yeah, so it's £7.99. And we'll take a look at all of the time. Oh, there's a talent too as well. We'll take a look at what you get after, but we're in timetable mode for this, as that's what I generally like to do. But this, yeah, the gameplay pack brings you dynamic scenarios, an expanded timetable, additional layers, and approximately 2,500 AI services, and that is across a full new timetable for this route, which is pretty cool. Yeah, RFB, yeah, TUC. So just waiting now. We'll set the AFB up to max. Oh yeah, purely just waiting for the road now. Once we get that, we'll get the doors shut and get out of here. There you go. Although we do have a double yellow, so we can't go too fast. Does it set up the? Oh no, it's gone straight to straight into LZB. Okay, get the brakes off and apply a bit of power. And we got to make sure we don't go over 45 still. I think that's green now, so it's fine. Right, let's go. We're going down to Fielder on this. Takes a bit of power to get this train going. It likes to wheel slip. And we're off slowly. Come on. You really have to fight with this train to get it moving. It's like, come on. Perhaps the brakes are still coming off slowly. It's a fun loco. Right, let's go. Cool. Yeah, it gives you a full new timetable. This set in 2018. Oh, we should be on LZB mode. So we should basically just have to set it to max now, and then off we go. That should, I mean, yeah, that should all be all we have to do. CFAT. And put it to max throttle and just let it roll. That's all we got to do, and then we literally just sit back, relax, and wait until we get to Fielder. As easy as that. I think this service is bound for Frankfurt. So you probably actually could drive the other half of this service, or the other 2/3 of this service, on Kinzigtalbahn. Hopefully the game's looking alright. We are in 4K, so it should look better in some way. Still don't really notice much of a difference between what we had before on console HD to console 4K. Much more noticeable difference on PC. Cool. This route is as easy as this now. We just sit back. It's half an hour now. Half hour will be at Fielder. It's a very easy route. Let me get some more information from the article about the about this DLC. Well, yeah, again, it's out now. $7.99. I think it's not on Epic Games actually. That's one weird thing to note. Yeah, it's not on the Epic Games store, which is weird. It's the Expert 101's on there, but yeah, this pack's not going to be on Epic Games. So I don't know if something's gone on, or yeah, I don't know. They haven't really said why it's not on Epic Games, but a bit weird. Unless maybe the Expert 101 just didn't really sell on Epic Games, and that's why they've not bothered. I don't know. But yeah, it's not on Epic Games, and it's also only on Gen 9 consoles, so PS5 and Xbox Series. But weirdly not on Epic Games, which is bizarre. Cool. And of course there is a few requirements for it. You do need to have the route as well as the Expert 101. So you can't just $7.99 get the train, and you have to already own the train. So the $7.99 is basically for the timetable and the scenarios, which I think is a fairly reasonable price. I mean, I think there's about 4 or 5 scenarios, and then yeah, a new mega timetable for Kassel Wurzburg. So for $7.99, I wouldn't say that's too bad. It is really noisy, this train at speed. It's even a bit crackly. Whether it's meant to be or not, but it's really noisy. How do we turn the audio down on the train? You never really get this train up to this speed. I mean, you're always about 160 in this. There's almost like a slight crackle when you're at this sort of at this speed. Again, whether it's meant to be like that or not, but almost feels like we're going a bit too fast for the train. Yeah, the outside's fine, it's just on the inside there's a bit of a crackle. Again, well, that's probably not meant to be like that. Sure. But no, I thought we'd do a service for this, as I mean, I don't really do many scenarios. I'm more of a timetable mode person, so it would be best to do what we usually do. A top and tail as well. One on the back, nice. But some of the scenarios did look pretty cool. There's like a train-to-train evacuation. One where there's like engineering works and some of the tracks ripped up. We will try and take a look at some of the scenarios eventually. But yeah, I'm just more of a timetable mode person. Cool. Which, considering we get a full new timetable, let's check it out. Seafa's really quiet as well. Yeah, this train's weird. It's a bit crackly, and the Seafa's like dead silent. So you'd never get it up to 200 kilometers an hour. I mean, the routes you usually run this on, or I usually run it on, is Salzburg-Rosenheim. That's like the best route for this train, and then you only get it up to 160 on there. I think you can also run this on the new Colnarken timetable. I've not done that yet, but you'd be able to get up to 200 on there. It doesn't quite sound right though, does it? At this speed. On the outside, it's fine though. Yeah, the outside's fine. It's just on the inside where it sounds a bit funny. What we got in there? Is that a 185? Is that in the little freight side in there? One of the little passing loops. So it's about 35 minutes down to Fulda from Kassel. Yeah, this route's a few years old now. This route came out about 3 years ago now, which is pretty bizarre too. I mean, you can actually see it on the poster there. That is this route. One of the Train Sim 3 launch routes. Doesn't feel like it's been that long, but yeah, 3 years. Pretty much, yeah 3 years. This route's basically been out, which is pretty weird to think, but yeah, 3 years already. Hoping I get some TSW 6 posters, which I can then pop up on the wall. Cool. But yeah, I get a little bit late to this pack, but it was a little bit last minute. I think yeah, we got the key about late last late on what day is it? Late on Wednesday night. So I'm recording this on Thursday, so this should hopefully be Friday morning's video. As today was the bus Hamburg, which has come out, so. Yeah, quite a simple trip this one. But again, once we get to the end, we'll come out, I'll show you the scenarios you get, the new timetable, the layers, and also the journey mode, if there is a journey mode, which I'd assume there probably is. Still find it impressive, the amount of viaducts on this route. It's like mad to think, like, how on earth do you build that? It's a bit like on the LGV Mediterranean route. These massive concrete viaducts, it's like, that's just magic. How do you build that? Complete magic. See, there we go. Actually, on about layers, I think it's actually included in the article here. Let's have a little look. I mean, look at this across here. Like, what? Is that magic? How on earth they built that? Look at that. Crazy. Let's get a little shot as well. Like some of the terrain around here, it's like, wow. Majorly impressive. And then in the UK you get HS2, it's like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, huge infrastructure projects. Let's get back in. Right, let's have a look. So, the new timetable will feature a revamped IC layer with many more 101 services, plus the use of the cab car. Because I think on the old Kassel Wurzburg timetable, you could use the Dovetail Games 101, and then the Expert 101 substituted for the default 101, so there was no cab car usage. Reworked ICE layer to swap around ICE 1 and 3 formations where appropriate, and including the addition of the 411 ICET layer. Added a layer for 2 Flix train services, added a high-speed rail tour layer for the 103. Wow, I mean that's on this. Wow, that's going to be interesting on this route. Reworked freight layers, including allowing the simmering barn OBB 1116 to substitute, and added realistic AI. So I'd assume possibly on the main Spessart barn route, which goes underneath this route, you might see trains on it now. And again, just to I mean, look at this, it's crazy. So yeah, I'd assume, yeah, you can probably see AR on that line down there. Possibly. Crazy, well, the scale of these bridges. And again, just to reiterate, the pack is only available on Gen 9 consoles, so that's PS5 and Xbox Series, and strangely only on Steam for PC. Again, there hasn't been any reason why it's not on the Epic Games site. Would be nice to get a reason why it's not on Epic Games, because that is a bit bizarre. Yeah. There probably is like a good reason for it, but it'd be nice to know what that reason is. Because I think the player base on Epic Games is substantially smaller than Steam, but still it feels a bit weird not to add a small DLC to Epic Games. And yeah, this pack is by Train Sim Germany, who are renowned for making high quality DLC, like some Dovetail Barn, Mittermore Barn. Yeah, very good routes. Oh, and the recent-ish release of the 1984 Linke Rheinstrecke timetable with the crocodile. That was superb. The frame rates aren't great though on this. Like, yeah, 38 FPS. And it goes down to yellow quite a bit. And that's not great. Yeah, this is PS5 Pro, so it should be running it quite well. But no, that's probably why it's not on Gen 8 consoles. I mean, if PS5 Pro is, getting a bit like, ooh, I don't like this, then imagine it on PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, funny. That's like one of the big things about TSW, it's not really that well optimised. Which would be nice if there was like massive optimisation fixes in future. So we're probably about 15 minutes or so off of Fielder now. that? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's at about 40 FPS, or 37 to 40 FPS it seems to be averaging, and when a train passes it goes down to about 28 or so. Oh, it went down there. Let's keep the FPS counter on as it's a bit weird, as it's dropping quite a bit. Which, I mean, isn't, good. See that. These long tunnels. The tunnels and bridges route, this one. Constantly in a tunnel or on a bridge. This is a really long one as well. I do find this route a lot more impressive than the LGV Med route. I mean, this one is slower, but just the amount of infrastructure on this route is like, wow. I mean, this route must be like the crown jewel of German high-speed routes. When it's just going right through the middle of like a massive hilly area, which goes on for miles. Cool. So yeah, 200 kilometers an hour is our top on this route. I think the usual trains on here go up to about 250, I think, and then occasionally you get ones which go to 270. Yeah, it's quite funny in that aspect, this route. Like, lots of trains only go 250, but then you can get some trains which go 270, but it's only a few specific trains which can go to 270, and it's not for long at all. Like, they go up to 270, you have to come straight back down. I think it's the ICE1, something to do with weight, like the long ICE1 services can go up to a higher speed because they weigh more on the bridges and like the wind, etc. Something like that. It's quite smart the way it knows which ones can do that and which ones can't. Oh, good news as well. Oh, hello. I did mention I was getting some screen tear on my capture card onto the PC. I think it's something to do with the PS5 and the refresh rate. So a quick fix is literally I just pull out, turn off the capture card and turn it back on, it works fine. So that's one issue sorted, but the other issue of course is the PC and the GPU being a bit overstretched with the 4K videos we're doing now. There's the Sturwagen. I really didn't like that train going past. But it's even gone down to red, the FPS. I mean, the FPS really is not good. I mean, I haven't played this route in quite a while, so I don't know what the usual FPS on this one is. But yeah, it's not doing that well. Yeah. One of the reasons why I don't play this route much is because it's just, yeah, we've been sat here for the last 20 minutes and all I've got to do is press Q on the key or circle on the controller, that's it. I mean, the first few times you do this route, it's like, whoa, wow, this is amazing. But then after that, it's like, what am I actually doing? Just pressing C for every 30 seconds, and that's it. That's the train drives itself, which is cool for the first few times. Like even TVM 430, that's much nicer to use. That's the one you've got on High Speed 1. Southeastern High Speed and on the LGV Med route, because you still have to drive the train in accordance to TVM. But on here, it just does it all itself. Hence the reason why I think a route with ATO, like the Victoria line, wouldn't really actually be that fun. Like everyone's like, oh, the Victoria line would be amazing in the game, it would be brilliant. But you'd literally be coming to a stop, pressing a button, and off you go again. That's not fun. I mean, maybe that's fun to you, but to me that sounds pretty boring. I mean, it's quite cool when it's like, say if we ever saw the Thameslink core in the game through London, it'd be quite cool seeing that, you know, where you drive manually for a third of the route. The middle bit you then don't drive, it's ATO. You come out of ATO and drive the rest, that would be pretty cool. But a full route just where you press a button and off you go, not that fun. Okay, another amazing bridge. FPS is coming down to red quite a bit, which yeah, isn't great. Which, I mean, that's not TSG's fault. That's just the game itself. It's just the optimization just isn't really there. See, would be quite cool to see a PS5 Pro enhanced version, which might be able to run it slightly better or something. I doubt we'll see that. Which is a good point. Maybe with Train Sim Mod 6, will we get a PS5 Pro enhanced version? I'm thinking probably not, because there's probably not enough players on PS5 Pro to sort of facilitate that cost of trying to make that. I mean, the only reason I've got a PS5 Pro is because when Boston Worcester came out, the PS5 kept overheating, just all of a sudden, just overheating. It hadn't done it before, and on that route it just kept overheating. And that was about a week before the West Coast Mainland Overshap came out, so it was like, right, I can't risk recording a massive run on there and then it overheats and fails, so I'll just get the Pro. Especially as there's a lot more storage as well on the Pro, which the PS5 sort of lacks for TSW. So again, it sort of comes down to what the issue now with the 4K videos on the PC and the GPU sort of not liking, and then it makes the video like the playback lag. Yeah, I can't risk doing a big video and then it lags when I play it back, so it's something new and hopefully it'll be working alright. Viaducts here. And the Germans are very impressive when it comes to the things they built. I mean, look at this. I think these were all built in the 90s. When you sort of had the boom of German, you know, the German reunification, the massive boom in the economy and everything getting back together, and all these high-speed rail lines being built. Amazing. Impressive. Same with the French, all of their high-speed lines, which I think are slight, well, I think they're still building new ones now. But yeah, very impressive. That's sort of the speed and how much they've got. And then you look at the UK high-speed network. HS1, pretty good, really good. HS2, can't figure out where it's going to go. An astronomical cost as well. Right, I don't think we're too far afield now. I mean, time-wise, it's been 30 minutes now, so yeah, we can't be too far off. And so it says we've got about 7 kilometres until some sort of red or whatever, so it's a bit of a wait. the Spanish also have a pretty decent high-speed network as well, which is pretty fast. Which I think the Spanish high-speed network's actually like the fastest one in Europe. So I think the trains on there can go up to about 280 miles. No, not 280 miles an hour. That's too much. 350 kilometers an hour. I think they can get up to. Or was it 330? Next TGV goes 320. Yeah, I think it's 350 kilometers an hour they can get up to in Spain, which is quite impressive. Now we should know when we're coming up to Fulda, as the little bar there will start coming down. We should start to see the number coming down, but not just yet. As we wait. Still got that slight static sound to the audio, which is weird. But on the outside you don't get it, it's just on the inside. But then again, we never really drive this train at this speed, so I don't know whether it's meant to be there or not. And usually into Fulda it does try and bring you to a stop, but I always start using the brakes myself just in case. I don't quite trust the LZB. Quite crazy that 86 kilometers in about half hour, which is what, 50 miles or so in just half hour. We're not even the fastest service. As we push on through. But yeah, we'll try and do possibly one of the scenarios for the gameplay pack. Don't know when that will be, but as and when. Because it does look quite a cool one, the train-to-train evacuation. So that'd be quite cool to try that one. They're quite long, some of the scenarios. Rather long. And we've got the train full sort of on here as well. Hang on, let's quickly check. Is it that button, UD? One of these buttons, it tell you if you've got the train full simulation on. Or was it ST? I think it might be ST actually. Can't find it whilst with the HUD off. Ah, there we go. Our full simulation is active. I think they've actually changed that as well. Interesting. Yeah, that looks like it's been updated, that. As before, I think you only had disable fault simulation and change chaos factor. Whereas now you've got reset internal faults, passenger emergency brakes, automatic shutdown, and enable virtual conductor. They weren't there before. Pretty cool. Yeah, this is like the most advanced train in the game. Right, it's slowing us down nice and quickly, which is good. Again, I'm just not doing anything at the moment. The train's just driving itself. That's what LZB, we don't have to acknowledge anything. Keeping us ahead of the braking curve, which is good. I'm actually just going to apply some of the brakes myself. Don't never really trust LZB on its own. Considering we got a red coming up. a little bit fast up to the red. So yeah, I don't really ever trust the LZB. Oh no, we're coming across, that's why. Yeah, don't fully trust the LZB. Fully. It's when it comes to a stop now, isn't it? We had one job, not to bugger it up with LZB. Well, when we come to a complete stop, we're all good. We're all good. LZB, take back control, right? I trust you now. We'll still do have a red coming up though. I'd imagine it's at the end of the platform. Let's just keep it at about 60. Keep an eye on the LZB needle, see what that does. Still not under PZB yet. As we come round into Fielder. Which yeah, you can then route hop over to Kinzigtalbahn for the journey down to Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. Oh, there's the other train there. That's the one we were following. It can go significantly faster than us, and we caught up to it. There comes the service coming up there. And the ICE1's off. So I tend to like using the brakes myself here, just when we're coming up to a red. In the ICE1, oh, you got a Vectron. Is that a Railport Vectron? Yeah, you got a Railport. In fact, I think they would try and stop you at the red light, so we need to use the brakes here anyway. Oh, we can actually just stop here. I'll go up to a bit further. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. This is Fielder. Well, that was a fun run. And we'll yeah, we'll come out and I'll show you what the timetable's like. Train lights should be on in there. Very dim. Cool. Well, this one's actually bound for Basel. It goes into Frankfurt. Probably why it's top and tail. Look at that, it's done us for speed in there. We didn't set the L's. The L's that B was driving us. Cheeky. Right, let's return to timetable. So yeah, it's a full new timetable set in 2018. Which I think is the same year Kinzigtalbahn set. So that's probably a good reason why they've done that. So they can sort of cross the services. Once it loads us out. The longest thing in TSW loading out to the menu. Slowly getting there. It's like, come on, load. Right, so this is the expert. Again, it gives you all the information which is good about the train consist. So there's not many. This is just for the 101, the loco end. Let's see if there's any different ones for that. I think they're all the same as well. Stairwagen. I think even less services there. There's the Stairwagen. The 103, the rail tour. So this is off of Linker Rheinstrecke, and the coaches come from Mittenwaldbahn. 185. Fair few freight services. Nice bit of variety there in service times. The Flix train. 2 services. I'd imagine the Vectron just substitutes for the freight services. The 411, so you've got some services in that now. on the Kinzigtalbahn. No, on the Kassel, on this route. There's the big IC one, slightly smaller IC one. So you've got a fair few services still. Not so many in the IC3. And then the OBB 1116, which I said substitutes now. It's pretty cool to see. And then for scenarios, if we go right the way down. So you get a 1 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 scenarios. So diversion, interference, keep running, rescue, and evacuation. And then for journey mode, let's see, is there a journey mode? Ah, that might be the one there. The 101st kilometre. Yeah, so you've got 3 3 chapters for that if you're into your journey mode. Well, that is going to be it, everybody, for my first look of the 101 Expert 101 gameplay pack for Kassel Wurzburg. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Links to usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as our affiliate link for UK departure boards and the 5% off coupon. Apart from that, see you all and take care. Bye guys.